So Samsung's Galaxy S23, S23 Plus, and S23 Ultra are Samsung's latest and greatest flagship phones that were officially unveiled today. And in this video, I want to share with you some of my quick first impressions of these devices after having the opportunity to briefly check them out at the end of last week. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting with price. As far as I know, the pricing on these S23 phones has not changed from last year's S22 lineup, which means retail prices of $800 for the S23, $1,000 for the S23 Plus, and $1,200 for the S23 Ultra. But as many of you watching this video might already know, Samsung will be offering a bunch of pre-order incentives, so I will provide some pre-order links and exclusive discounts for you guys down in the description and first pinned comment if you want to check out any of these phones and their deals for yourself. So after a little hands-on time with these phones, while there wasn't anything necessarily groundbreaking on these phones from a first impression standpoint, there are still some noteworthy and surprising changes and refinements made to these flagship phones that I think are worth sharing with you guys. Starting with the color choices. I was very interested to see that this year, for I think the first time ever, Samsung is offering the S23 Ultra in all of the same colors as the S23 and S23 Plus, which are lavender, cream, green, and black options for each of these phones now. And what's even more interesting is that I got a little bit of insider information that the S23 Ultra is going to be coming in 4 additional colors exclusive to Samsung's website. I don't know what they are yet, so again, I'll have those links for you to check out in the description, but 8 color options in total for the S23 Ultra tells me this is by far the best selling device of the 3, and Samsung is going all in this year offering so many different color options for it. But aside from colors, we do have some minor but noteworthy design changes to the S23 lineup, with the most noticeable thing to me being the new design for the camera module on all these phones, mainly on the S23 and S23 Plus, and a bit of a touch-up on the S23 Ultra. On the smaller 2 of the 3, Samsung has gotten rid of any resemblance of a camera bump, which I'm all here for since it gives the phones a much cleaner look and design in my opinion. And another small change I picked up on is that the sidings of the camera lenses now matches the color of your phone, which is something I criticized on last year's S22 Ultra, so I'm glad to see this change here. Now around front, not too much has changed honestly. We're looking at identical screen sizes and screen resolutions to last year's S22 phones, so take that however you wish, but I think the most exciting changes coming to these flagship phones are what's going to be on the inside, as these S23s are now powered by the Snapdragon Gen 2 processor, which if you caught any of my coverage of the Snapdragon Gen 1 processor, you will know that I was getting 6 to 7 hours of screen on time on my Galaxy Z Flip 4 with only a 3700 milliamp hour battery capacity, so a processor even more efficient could give us some crazy good battery life here on the S23s, especially the Ultra. The battery capacity on the S23 and S23 Plus has been bumped up by 200 milliamp hours, so the combination of a larger battery and more efficient processor should alleviate any battery concerns regardless of which of these you decide to get, and I will of course be testing this in my personal use once I get my hands on these at home, so be sure to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth testing of these phones, but on paper at least, these look to be some serious performers in the battery department. There is also an increased base storage on the S23 Plus and S23 Ultra, as Samsung reps told me they wanted to offer more storage mainly for these phones' 8K video recording capabilities, which has been bumped up slightly to 8K 30 this year. So again, very excited to further check out these phones' video recording capabilities. And lastly, I think it's worth mentioning that not everything on these S23 phones has to do with spec sheet upgrades, as there's now some AI capabilities baked into these phones. For example, here when taking a picture of some text from far away, AI can figure out what blurry text says and sharpen it in post-processing in real time, so it's nice to see Samsung building off of their strong zoom lenses and adding some extra functionality to them. Initially, all things considered, in about an hour and a half of time I had hands-on with this all-new S23 lineup of phones, I'm super impressed with the new color options and potential these phones have to take what was already a great user experience in the S22, but improve and refine upon it in key areas like the battery life and camera capabilities. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the S23, S23 Plus, and S23 Ultra, so let me know your initial thoughts down in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to the Shane Simons YouTube channel today, as I will be uploading unboxing videos of all these phones in the coming days. So I'll see you guys then, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.